Hey chat, it's CraftyType1, and we just got a bunch of information from multiple people about Nintendo Directs happening next month. In this video, I'm going to go over exact dates when we're going to see them, as well as what we are going to see. But before we get into that, I'm doing a $70 gift card giveaway that ends in just a few days. So don't forget to comment on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. In the description is a comment sheet that outlines all the valid comments, as well as additional rules and regulations. Thank you. Good luck. So I actually kind of led the groundwork for this video on this one, where it says we're getting a 0% chance for a general Nintendo Direct. And I'm still kind of thinking that there's a lot more information that's out, but nothing has really stated that we're kind of going to get a general Direct. It could be many things, including a 40th anniversary for Mario, Metroid Direct, or even a Legend of Zelda themed one. So let's get into it. In this video, which I'll put on the top right corner, I talk about all the reasons why we're not going to get a general Nintendo Direct. And in this one, I will talk about all the reasons why, going over a bunch of rumors as well as credible leakers that have been saying things regarding it. Starting with SwitchForce, which, if you guys don't know already, correctly predicted the Indie World presentation before anyone else did. Everyone kind of gave him hate for it because it was right after the whole beat 'em up situation, but he essentially predicted it before anyone was even thinking it. He has said this all the way back on August 19th, where he said the general Nintendo Direct we've all been waiting for is earlier than you'd expect and on a day you wouldn't anticipate. And then just recently, 2 days ago, he said Nintendo tried to phone in an emergency about the missing Switch 2 games, but accidentally dialed 912. So essentially, if you guys don't get the hidden meaning behind it all, he's saying that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct on September 12th, which he is kind of backing himself up because in his previous tweet, he said a day we wouldn't anticipate. 912, September 19th, or September 12th, lands on a Friday. Legitimately, we haven't seen any general Nintendo Directs or a lot of regular Directs land on a Friday. They normally happen Monday through Wednesday. A lot of people are assuming it's landing on a Friday because Mario's actual anniversary is on September 13th. So, of course, in the United States, it would be the 12th, while maybe in Japan, it'll be the 13th. I don't know how the time zones actually work in regards to that, but it is oddly close to Mario's actual anniversary, not just like the thing as a whole. I do believe, as well as everyone else, that we are going to get some sort of Mario-focused game because of the 40th anniversary, but it is interesting that the supposed release date is happening then. My main argument in the last video was that we would be getting more broken off directs, so topical directs like a Metroid Prime 4 direct, a Mario's 40th direct, and not a general direct. But apparently, we're getting a general direct on the 12th of September. It's just super close to Mario, so I don't know, I just want to throw that out there. This recently got corroborated by Attack the Backlog and Nash Weedle. Nash Weedle, being a pretty relevant leaker, clearly knows something that a lot of people don't. Same thing with Attack the Backlog. Both have done a lot of predictions correctly. Nash Weedle correctly predicting when the exact day we're going to get the reveal of the Switch 2, and Attack the Backlog even scheduling a whole week in advance, to the hour, third-party direct presentation. He scheduled that way in advance. But this Tuesday, him and Nash Weedle did a massive podcast talking about all the stuff that they know of and, what we are expecting to see in September. And apparently it's going to be big. This was actually in Spanish. And it'll be linked in the description, so be sure to show him some love. He's actually commented on a few of my videos, so if you're watching this one, hello, maybe we should connect sometime. But yeah, go ahead and show him some love. This was summarized by Nintendo Prime, another really relevant Nintendo YouTuber. Went ahead and kind of chopped out all the information that I didn't really want to talk about. So that brings us to this, where some stuff shared by Nash Weedle and Attack the Backlog shares that we're getting a Nintendo Direct in September, which again, it makes sense. And we're not really predicting much here, guys, but they specifically say that the second week of September for a general Nintendo Direct, which again, looking at the calendar, lands perfectly on what SwitchForce has already stated. He also reiterates his previous statement. It will have a release date for Metroid Prime 4 with an announcement for a Metroid Prime 4 Direct, but also now Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment will get a release date, which is interesting. He's been saying this a lot, that Metroid Prime 4 is going to get a release date in a general direct of some kind happening in September. But this is the first time he has mentioned that Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment will get one. He also then iterates Elden Ring, Final Fantasy will also get release dates. Then they start talking about the Mario's 40th, because apparently stuff is going on with Mario as well, which makes sense. It's the 40th anniversary. Why wouldn't they? But they don't know for sure, but things seem to be lining up for the 40th anniversary direct to be potentially next week, which is exciting. And if that were to happen, we can all then assume that the 12th would be just a general Nintendo Direct, if we were to believe these rumors. I can definitely see that happening. My running theory is that like Nintendo is just gonna slam and gonna hit the holiday running. So hypothetically, we get a 40th anniversary direct on the first week, which the 35th anniversary direct was also on the first week of September as well. So that lines up. Then the general direct the next week on a Friday, which is very weird. And honestly, this is just confusing me a little bit, because the only reason I could see the general direct being on a Friday is if it's actually a 40th anniversary direct. I have no idea why they would want to do one in a Friday and shake things up a bit. Maybe just to confuse us. But then apparently we're supposed to be getting a Metroid Prime 4 Direct, as well as an announcement for a release date in October 31st. They also state in the Direct that they're getting more third-party games, which, come on, that makes sense. This is all just stuff that are very easily predictable, and I'm not trying to like uncreditify them, but it's like super easy stuff to predict, besides the release date and everything like that. One thing that I'm going to be making another video on, actually there's two things I'm going to make another video on in this, but Nash Weedle was asked about Animal Crossing. Says he's heard nothing new, but when the last heard, the game was supposed to be out for next year, but he'll update when he hears more. This is the first new Animal Crossing leak rumor information that we've heard in a while. So I will definitely be doing a video on this one on its own, but very interesting. One other thing, I'll be probably breaking this off into another video, is the January marketing campaign begins with several release dates related to Zelda. He didn't know what it's for. Multiple release dates suggest that it's not the movie, and it's a possible Age of Imprisonment is coming out in January or February. Makes sense. It's funny enough, during this podcast, he was kind of talking. He's like, yeah, it seems to be a Zelda marketing campaign in 2026. And then Attack the Backlog was like, 2026 is Zelda's 40th anniversary. And then it all kind of fit together. Age of Imprisonment coming out at the beginning of the year Zelda turns 40. Makes a lot of sense. And leaves a slot open for Splatoon Raiders. I was told that this is a marketing campaign that will last all year. They have several marked dates throughout all year about Zelda. And honestly, when it comes to Metroid and like marketing and like video drops and everything like that, I'm tending to believe it. Just because he got the Switch 2 one correct, as well as a lot of things in the news. I do know he has connections with retailers, like what they're telling retailers right now in regards to like more information coming out soon. He said that at the beginning of the Switch 2's launch, more information was coming out soon. But yeah, this in combination of like a bunch of other stuff as well, like SwitchForce and some Nintendo leaks from themselves where they show off Xenoblade running, very smoothly with new lighting. It leads me to believe we're definitely getting a September Direct. Is it going to be a general Direct? I have no idea. I would hope it's a general Direct, but knowing Nintendo, they'd probably do a Direct Mini or something similar. I'll be talking about the Zelda stuff and the Animal Crossing release in a different video. So don't forget to be subscribed to get notified when that goes up. But genuinely, I find it hard to not believe what these two people are saying. There's a lot to dissect in this. So again, I did not cover all of it. They talked about Elden Ring running on the Switch 2. I might do a whole nother video on that as well. We're definitely getting a Direct in September. That is like the easiest thing. If I was a Laker, I'd be like, yeah, we're getting a Direct in September. But everything kind of pointing to a Friday, which is interesting, as well as a bunch of announcements, which are all kind of obvious as well. But we're in desperate need of news. We're going to be getting it soon. I am interested to see if we're going to get a Direct on the first week of September. Don't forget to stay subscribed to get entered into that giveaway, and comment what game you want to see the most if you made it this far into the video. I'm Crafted1, and I will see you guys tomorrow.